Who's ready for chaos?
Not me.
I just activated Ghost Walk. I'm so ready for chaos. Here we go.
It doesn't look awful.
Opposite, wild, chunky.
No.
5 bonus living, 2 gilded, 3 lucky. Whoa. All
This
right.
is actually really good.
2 trap, 3 furious, 1 wild.
Yeah.
That's not too bad. 4 times
As long
chunky
as I'm
though.
careful about the furious. Also, I've not been in. Oh my gosh! Look at all these chests.
Super chunky.
Whoa!
Chests everywhere. It's like it's Christmas. Whoa! Livings.
I want a
Bring it on,
Christmas
Mom.
present.
Wait, I think I need to kill drowns for my bounty anyway. Oh my gosh, yeah, they do
Oh yeah,
some
there are
damage.
chests everywhere.
Be careful.
Oh wow, that's a big group of boys.
I got all these prison raiders.
Awesome.
Like,
All these
huge
gems
game of
too.
Ping pong, strongbox. Dude, another trap strongbox. It's so trolly. Another strongbox.
Another strong box. A strong box.
So strong.
60.
Oh, what is this? Is this a shopping
you're
center?
right. Hey.
I found a shopping room.
Yo.
I don't know if I can afford anything. There's a sword, but I can't afford it. Oh,
Sweet yonkage.
that's a tough crab.
Bananas.
Getting my face pounded here.
Throw that at me.
Why are these chests in places I can't reach?
I only have 47 knowledge, so
Wild mob.
I feel like I see a lot of elixir, but it's not going up very quickly, so it must be a huge farther thing. Line up, ladies. Fishman.
I don't know yet.
Anything?
All I hear is disgruntled villagers.
Bounty complete. Oh yeah, I had a knowledge.
Oh, we're gonna fall. That's good. I kind of started to wish I had a sword instead of an axe.
I don't like the extra reach.
Well, only being able to hit one guy at a time is kind of a problem.
Oh yeah.
If I just get a high damage sword, then I can do both.
I'm smarterer than you.
Stop being smart.
I bought it.
You know what I don't miss? Those candy theme ones.
Yeah.
Well, hello there. Welcome back to some more Automation Construction Simulator, guy, on the Vault Hunter server. We're riding down the chromatic iron shaft here, on our way to the very bottom of the world. We came from all the way up top because we've got a little bit of fixing to do here, or I should say finish installing, I guess, the automatic crane hoisting system. So we're going to dive all the way down to the bottom of the world here, which is quite a long ride down actually. And I'm going to finish setting this system up so that it automatically will transport our cobblestone from the cobblestone generator down at the very bottom of the world into these barrels, hoist it all the way up to the top, and then it'll send it off to the crushing facility where we'll get unlimited amounts of gravel, sand, and finally start the production of our building blocks like scorchia, and those fun create blocks, because we're going to need a lot of those to finish up this base here, and I don't have any production of that stuff yet, so we got a lot to do. I don't know about you, but I'm getting pretty thirsty, and I think it's time to unlock a brand new mod to help out with that. We're going to go ahead and consume these here knowledge stars. We got 7 of them. Gonna chunk those down and go ahead and unlock the upgraded version of alchemy here with mixtures, which should give us the ability to get a bigger one of these guys with an extra slot on it, so we can get even more buffs and upgrades in the vault. So we just gotta figure out, how do I make, is it a vial? I think here, and then we can make the mixture like so. We want the one that's duration based. just like that. Boom. Excellent. And we got 2 empty suffixes on there. So we should be able to slap this bad boy in the alchemy table here and pick a couple of different things that we need. And some of these we'll have to actually discover in order to unlock to put on our thing here. But we can get the cooldown reduction maybe like we have on the other one here. And then possibly get the extra mana regen. So if we grab a couple of gold boys and some mushrooms, poisonous mushrooms, we should be able to, I think, get these on here. So let's go 25 to 50% mana regen. Boom, 49%. That's a pretty good roll. I'll take that. Absolutely. And then we'll go for cooldown reduction. We get a nice 7%. So that's going to do that. And it's going to give us a bunch more healing points than the mixture that we already had. So this should help to quench my thirst inside the vaults. Just got out of a nice little vault run, and I've got something pretty cool that I want to share. We just got our next trinket. Now, I have gotten one of these in the past, but I did die and lose it. So let's go ahead and roll this bad boy open and see what we get. This is going to be exciting. Hopefully it's something good. A burger? That looks delicious. Plus 50% of vault experience for 27 uses. That's probably going to be pretty good because I've been trying to level up a little bit more. We're at 58 now and trying to get up to 60 and beyond so that we can continue to build our awesome strength build and extra stuff going into the future. We want to try some more stuff out as well. But for now, let's dive into showing you a little bit of what I've been doing in the background here. I've got quite the elaborate system going on here now with the base. A lot of this, I will admit, is kind of ugly and just, trying to get things functional for now. Because in order to actually build the buildings and stuff that I want to build around all these different structures here, we had to produce a block that allows us to build what we want. So we got over here 2 drawers for scoria stone and scorchia. These are the 2 blocks, and then this is just sun metal stuff here that we're collecting from the vaults. But these are the main blocks that I want to actually build the rest of the base out of here for the structures, like the forge building over there, the crushing facility with the washing plant and all that stuff. I know I've talked about the idea for this a bunch, and to be honest, this whole base has been super overwhelming. Every time I try to work on it, I think I've mentioned it a couple times, but trying to integrate everything in together to make it all functional, but also make it look cool, has been quite the challenge, honestly. We did finally get the lift here up and running so that we are automatically transporting cobblestone from all the way down at the bottom of the world up our hoist here for my crane, which we did actually finally get that built. And then that machine here is offloading. This is perfect timing for this, actually. The lift here is going to stop and offload the cobblestone into this machine here. We'll just yoink those 2 pieces together. It's going to offload some cobblestone and squirt it up. It actually blows through the fans here, poops it out the top onto the conveyor belt, and then that gets transported across the way to our crushing facility over here, where this gets crushed into gravel and brought back into our refined storage system. Like I said, this is very messy at the moment. I do plan to clean this up and make it look more functional, but I wanted to get some block production going so we can start building on the base. And then this machine over here, actually, when we have enough of gravel in the system, it's going to output the gravel back onto the conveyor belt here to go back into the crusher so that it'll turn the gravel into sand. And the sand then comes out of this barrel here, comes out of the system, gets turned into soul sand, and then smelted into scoria stone. Hopefully you stuck with me there because it is a bit of a complicated system and there's a lot of steps into the process that need to be done to produce the right blocks that we want for building the rest of our structures. So we're getting there now. We're going to have some block production and get things going so we can start building. And then I'll rearrange a lot of this stuff to kind of make it look nicer in the future as well. But I want to get some more building progress done on the whole base area. And then of course we got the tree farm over there, which we will be smelting the logs from that into charcoal, which then gets crushed in the crushing wheels over there, so we can turn the scoria stone, which is the more brownish one. This one here gets turned into this when we add the cobble, or not the cobble, the black dye to it, which we get from crushing the charcoal. So, yeah. It's quite the complicated process, so hopefully you can understand why sometimes it gets a little overwhelming trying to work on the base here, because also all of these resources, machines, and bits and bobs are all things that I need to collect from the vaults, and, you know, you don't always get as many items as you want from the vaults without running a whole ton of them. We do have a little bit of knowledge we're collecting up here to try to get some more of that stuff going on, and lots of other goodies, but, I think it is time to get on to a little bit of a Q&A. Now that I've just overloaded your face with a bunch of information about the base, let me give you a little more information. I put a community post up a little bit ago to ask for some questions from you so we could talk about the answers here together. We've been doing a little maintenance on the windmill over here, getting ourselves a nice maintenance shaft in here so we can continue to add power, because if you didn't know, most of this base, except for the tree farm over there is powered by those windmills, but the rest of the base here, all of these great machines, the whatever that thing's called, the crane, the future power plant, all that stuff is being powered off of this singular windmill. And I did add a stressometer up here so we can see how we're doing. We're getting into the moderate category, so we'll see how long it takes before we run out of power. And I brought a couple burgers with me because we want to level up, like I mentioned. And also, one of our first questions is food related. I'm going to go a little bit out of order in the questions that were given here, but Grimer asks, if you were a hot dog and you were starving, would you eat yourself? Yeah, probably, because hot dogs are delicious, and if I'm hungry, I'm going to eat. Like, we're going to eat all these burgers and hopefully level up to level 59. Hey, the last one does the trick. Level 59 accomplished. Let's do something a little bit sketchy and dangerous here and launch ourselves off the top of the windmill. And that brings us perfectly into my next question from Gimli. If you could tell your 17-year-old self something, what would it be? I think if I were to tell my 17-year-old self, one of the most important things that I had learned and didn't learn until I was quite a bit older was not to care about what other people think. I know it sounds like kind of a simple concept, but especially at a younger age, I feel like a lot of us are very worried about what other people think about them, and in reality, most other people are paying way too much attention to themselves, so they are not paying attention to you nearly as much as you might think, so don't worry about what other people think. We got a couple more good ones here from Gimli. Asks, what is your least favorite mob to encounter in Minecraft? I'd say it's probably easily the silverfish. They are super obnoxious, and when you don't kill them in one hit, you get lots more of them, and friggin' bugs are annoying, and they swarm you, and it drives me nuts. So definitely silverfish for that one. And Gimli also asks, your favorite guilty food or snack? The go-to one for me that always gets me is probably chips. Like, I could eat an entire bag of chips, or maybe if you're not from the US, they might be called crisps. But yeah, I could down a bag of chips, no problem, and have a hard time stopping when it comes to those. Oh, nice little nap there, and on to the next question from Sydney, which is, if a panda were to fight a grizzly, who do you think would win? Obviously, the grizzly bear would absolutely destroy a panda. No doubt about it. And on to the topic of bears, we got a question from Fuzzy Cub. First of all, it says, who is your favorite on Vault Hunters, and why is it me? You know, I don't even think I need to answer that, because the answer is just obvious. And then the next question from Fuzzy is, who got you into Minecraft? I would say my biggest motivation to get into Minecraft was definitely Mumbo Jumbo, which a good friend of mine, Spencer, introduced me to in college, and I started watching the entire Hermitcraft episode backlog from Mumbo. And finally I caught up to the point where I was at the current date with Mumbo when I realized that he was actually younger than I was, and I was kind of surprised, but the redstone and all of the cool stuff that he did definitely got me into Minecraft in the first place. We'll go back to another one from Sydney here asking, does money buy happiness in your opinion? I would say absolutely not. From my experience, I have actually found in my life personally, some of the times where I've actually felt the most happy is when I had the least amount of money, or was when I was struggling financially the most out of my life. I think it's more important to have people around you that you enjoy and that support you in the things that you're doing. And sure, you can buy a lot of cool things with money that might bring you enjoyment, but I don't think that that is the same as finding happiness. Can you juggle? Prove it. Obviously, yes, I can juggle. I actually, fun fact, took a juggling class when I was in middle school for like a little break. We used to take a break between semesters in school, and I took a little juggling class. I learned how to juggle quite well, actually. So we're juggling these cinnamon rolls right here. Proving it, but no, I can actually juggle in real life as well. Sydney also asks, what is the best zodiac sign in your opinion? This is an interesting question, because if you ask me, I don't think the zodiac signs really matter, because honestly, none of us get to choose when we're born anyway, so I think it's just kind of a bunch of BS. If you ask me, it doesn't really matter. As long as you're a good person, then that's all I really care about. All aboard! Choo-choo! Let's go on a little train ride for the next question from Gimli, which asks, what is the most useful block in Minecraft in your opinion? Now, I personally feel like if you're creative enough, all blocks have a purpose in Minecraft, and I think it's fun to try to experiment with all of them and build different things, and use them to decorate in different ways. Fuzzy also asks, if you could make a Minecraft mod from scratch, what would it be? Interesting fact, because we did actually just make a completely new mod from scratch for a brand new series that's coming up on the channel very, very soon. You may have seen the trailer for it. It's called Afterlife Kingslayer, and I had a ton of fun making that mod. But if I could start another one, which I plan on doing, by the way, very soon, hopefully, we'll start working on a new mod project. If I could make another one, I think it would be a project that I worked on way back in Vintage Craft a long time ago. In Survival Minecraft, I actually was building a battle arena, and I would like to make some kind of new version of that with maybe a downloadable map of some sort with my own custom mod that I would write and program myself. I think that'd be a really fun time, and I do actually plan on doing that at some point in the relatively near future, I hope. Through Macreate Island. Dun, 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 blah, blah, blah. And now, there were a couple of questions here, actually, asking me something about if a woodchuck could chuck wood, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck? If a chucking wood chucked some chunks of wood, then how much wood would be chucked by Chunky the woodchuck? I'm not really sure. I'd have to, get a hold of the woodchuck Chunky Chuckerson and see how much wood he actually could chuck if he could chuck some wood. We have arrived at our destination. Thank you for coming up with those questions that you asked. Hopefully you enjoyed the answers that I provided, and we'll hopefully do some more fun stuff like that in the future. It's fun to switch things up every once in a while and try something a little different. But in the upcoming episodes and maybe a live stream, we're going to try to take some of this scoria that we've been producing here and start doing some building on these structures, because we've got a lot of infrastructure yet to build here on the server, and we got some of it functional, but we got to make it look pretty as well, so that this whole base can come together as one uniform, kind of cohesive biome, I guess, a sort of mine shaft, mine type area. We might have to also try and get together with some of the others on the server and see if we can work on some projects together with them, because I'd like to work together with some more people on the server. So if you have any suggestions on who you think I maybe should try to get together and do a project with, and if you have any ideas on what kind of project that might be that could be kind of fun to do together, please leave a comment down below and let me know what that would be, because that would be super appreciated. We could try to get together and do some fun stuff with some of the others on the server. And for now, I think that is going to do it for this one. I really appreciate you coming to hang out with me today, and hopefully I'll see you again very soon.